Well, thanks to the rain, it's not that hot right now, but many of us are dreading the first 100-degree day of the year. It'll be here soon. In the next 30 to 40 years, temperatures could rise by 3 or 4 degrees. Now, that may not sound like much, but how about this? That means we could have 30 to 40 more 100-plus degree days each summer. And with rising levels of carbon emissions going into the air, researchers right here in Austin are looking into innovative ways to take the pollutants out of the air. KXAN meteorologist David Yeoman shows us one plan to do just that.
We would be able to reduce the amount of greenhouse gases that are in the atmosphere.
Dr. Hillary Olson is trying to stop global warming.
We're looking at scientific challenges that would enable us to store CO2, carbon dioxide, underground, deep underground.
CO2 levels are on the rise in recent years. If Dr. Olson and her team can reverse the trend, the consequences of climate change,
raising sea level, melting glaciers,
may be lessened. Dr. Olson showed me how this might work. This tank is full of carbon dioxide, the greenhouse gas more commonly called CO2. They then pressurize the carbon dioxide inside of this pump to a pressure so great it simulates 5,000 feet under the Earth's surface. They then pump the CO2 into samples of rock like this one to see how it will behave.
Rock is made up of grains, and then there's space.
Researchers hope to fill that space with CO2, shown by the red fluid in this jar.
A lot of the technology that we use is really very similar to a lot of the technology we've been using for many years in the oil and gas business.
I asked if this plan could be applied on a large enough scale to make a difference.
I would hope that in the next decade we would see a big change in that, and I hope that with some of these new policy initiatives that we're hearing about, that would help speed up the process.
Leaving the air cleaner for future generations. On the UT campus, David Yeomans, KXAN News.
And Texans are responsible for putting a lot of the pollution in the air. By the numbers. A report from the city of Austin from 2010 says every person in Texas produces 25 metric tons of CO2 each year. That means the pollution we produce is the same as more than 2,800 gallons of gas or driving nearly 60,000 miles. To become carbon-free, we would need more than 20 acres of forests to eat up each person's pollution.